You walk into a grocery store with a simple plan. Milk, eggs, bread, maybe some chicken for dinner. 5 items. 10 minutes. In and out. But then you walk out 45 minutes later with 2 full bags, a receipt that says $68, and absolutely no idea how that happened. Sound familiar? Yeah, it should. Because it happens to almost everyone. Every single week. And here is the part that is going to make you uncomfortable. It is not an accident. It is not because you are bad with money. It is not because you lack discipline. It is because every single inch of that grocery store was designed to make you spend more. The layout, the lighting, the music, even the smell, all of it, engineered by billion-dollar companies who have spent decades studying how your brain works. By the end of this video, you will never look at a grocery store the same way again. And more importantly, you will finally know how to fight back. Let us start with something you have probably never thought about. The entrance. Have you ever noticed that almost every grocery store puts the fruits and vegetables right at the front? Think about that for a second. The stuff that spoils the fastest is the first thing you see. That makes zero sense from a practical standpoint. You would think they would put the heavy stuff first and the delicate stuff last, but they do the opposite. Here is why. When you walk in and see all those bright colors, the fresh greens, the red apples, the vibrant oranges, your brain does something interesting. It feels good. It feels healthy. It feels like you are making smart choices. And that feeling? That is the trap. Because once your brain feels virtuous, once it believes you are being responsible, it gives you permission to be irresponsible later. Psychologists call this licensing. You just gave yourself a license to grab that bag of chips in aisle 7, that tub of ice cream in the freezer section, that chocolate bar at checkout, because hey, you already got the salad. You deserve a treat. And the store knows this. They have known this for over 50 years. But here is where it gets even more clever. Have you ever tried to find the milk in a grocery store? It is never at the front. It is always in the very back corner. The eggs? Same thing. Back of the store. Bread? Usually on the opposite end. The 3 items that almost every single person needs are spread as far apart as possible. Why? Because the longer you walk through the store, the more products you see. And the more products you see, the more you buy. It is that simple. Studies show that for every extra minute a shopper spends in a store, they spend roughly $2 more. So if the store can make you walk an extra 10 minutes just to grab the basics, that is $20 of stuff you never planned to buy. Just like that. And most people do not even realize it is happening. Now let us talk about something you hear every single time you shop, but never actually think about. The music. Grocery stores play slow music on purpose. Research from a university study found that when stores play slower tempo music, shoppers move through the aisles 38% slower. And that slower pace? It led to a 32% increase in sales. Think about that. Just by changing the speed of the background music, a store made people spend a third more money. When the store is packed and they want you to move faster, they switch to upbeat music. When it is quiet and they want you to linger, the tempo drops. You are literally being conducted, like an orchestra, and you do not even know it. But wait, it gets worse. Let us talk about prices. Specifically, the number 9. You have seen it a million times. $4.99, $9.99, $19.99. Why does everything end in 99 cents? Because your brain reads left to right. When you see $4.99, your brain registers 4, not 5. Even though the difference is literally 1 cent, your brain categorizes it as cheaper. This is called the left digit effect, and it works so well that stores have been using it for over 100 years. 100 years, and it still tricks us every single time. And here is the sneaky part. When a store wants you to feel like something is premium or high quality, they use round numbers. $10, $50, no 99, because round numbers feel deliberate. They feel confident. So 99 makes you think deal, and round numbers make you think quality. The store controls your perception of value just by picking a number. Now here is something that might genuinely shock you. Shelf placement. You know those products at eye level? The ones you naturally reach for without thinking? Those companies paid to be there. It is called a slotting fee. And big brands pay grocery chains thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, just to be placed at your eye level. The cheaper store brands, the ones that are actually a better deal, they are down at the bottom, near your ankles, where you have to physically bend down to grab them. Kids cereal? That is placed at kids' eye level, lower on the shelf. So when a child walks through the aisle, the cartoon characters on the box are staring right at them, making eye contact. Studies actually confirm this. The characters on kids' cereal boxes are designed to look slightly downward, so they make eye contact with children, not adults. That is not an accident. That is engineering. Most people do not know this, but the layout of a grocery store follows a specific science called retail anthropology. There are entire teams of researchers who watch how people move through stores, where they pause, what they touch, which direction they turn. And one thing they discovered, most shoppers naturally turn right when they enter a store. So the highest margin products, the ones the store profits from the most, are placed in that first right-hand section. You are being guided through a maze, and you do not even see the walls. Now let us talk about one of the most powerful tricks of all, the buy one get one free deal. Sounds great, right? 2 for the price of 1. Except, here's what actually happens. Most of the time, the store raises the price of the single item before offering the deal. So the buy one get one free price, it is really just the normal price for 2. And even when the deal is real, you end up buying something you did not need in the first place. You came in for 1 jar of pasta sauce. Now you have 2. And the second one, it is going to sit in your pantry for 6 months until you throw it away. The store does not care if you waste it. They already got your money. Here's the thing though, I am not telling you this to make you feel bad. I am not saying grocery stores are evil. They are businesses. And businesses exist to make money. But you also exist to make money. And keep it. And build something with it. The problem is that nobody teaches you this stuff. Nobody sits you down and says, hey, here is how stores are designed to extract extra money from you every single week. You are just supposed to figure it out. Well, now you know. So here is what you can do about it. And it is simpler than you think. First, make a list. An actual list. On paper or on your phone. And stick to it like your financial life depends on it. Because honestly, over a lifetime, it kind of does. Second, eat before you shop. This sounds basic, but shopping hungry increases impulse purchases by up to 60%. Your brain literally cannot resist food marketing when your stomach is empty. That is biology, not willpower. Third, set a budget before you walk in. Not a rough idea. An actual number, $30, $50. Whatever it is, decide before you grab a cart. Fourth, shop the perimeter. The outer edges of the store have the real food, produce, meat, dairy. The inner aisles, that is where the processed, high-margin products live. The stuff the store wants you to buy, not the stuff your body needs. And fifth, look down. Seriously. The best deals are almost always on the bottom shelf. The brands you have never heard of that taste exactly the same for half the price. These 5 things alone could save you $200, $300, maybe even $500 a month. Over a year? That is thousands of dollars. Over a decade, that could be a down payment on a house. All because you stopped shopping on autopilot. Look, the grocery store is not going to change. They will keep playing slow music. They will keep hiding the milk in the back. They will keep putting candy at the checkout. But now, you see the game. You know the rules. And that means you can finally stop losing. If this changed how you think about money, hit subscribe. Because every week, we break down the invisible systems that are quietly draining your wallet. The traps nobody talks about. The scams hiding in plain sight. Next time you walk into a grocery store, you will not be a shopper anymore. You will be the one person in that building who actually knows what is going on.